Just a quick recap. Like so far, we have studied many words and different types of sentences, simple sentences, starting from bhavataha nama kim, bhavatyaha nama kim, and also mama nama. We have studied like mama nama, whatever your nama is. Mama means my. Now bhavatyaha, bhavat and bhavataha. Bhavataha, if the other means your, if the other person is male, it is a pullinga word, and bhavatyaha is strilinga word if the other person is stri or the female, your. But mama is a common word. Mama means my. It is a common word. So whether myself or I, the person who is talking, whether he is a male or female, mama remains same. It doesn't change like bhavataha, bhavatyaha for you in male and female. Mama remains same. So all these three words, mama, bhavataha, bhavatyaha, these are also in shashthi vibhakti form, because they are means yours or my, belonging to. They indicate belonging. So mama, bhavatyaha, bhavataha, these are shashthi vibhakti words, forms. Then what is the base word of these three words? That we'll see later. But just to understand that they are shashthi vibhakti forms. Now other words we have studied like atra, kutra, sarvatra, asti, nasti. These words also we saw before. Now in the shashthi vibhakti, we saw the basic in the pullinga forms like saha balakaha. We also studied the words, looked at the words saha, eshaha, and etat. Saha, eshaha, yeah, and sa, esha, and tat, etat to indicate this and that in the three lingams. And we saw the very simple bahuvachana forms or plural forms of these some simple words like balaka becomes balakaha, balika becomes balikaha, and nadi becomes nadyaha, etc. And similarly, phalam becomes phalani in the Punskalinga word, gruham becomes gruhani. So these bahuvachana forms also we have seen. Now coming to shashthi, we have started with the pullinga words like balaka becomes balakasya, ashokaha becomes ashokasya, right? Vrikshaha becomes vrikshasya, gajaha becomes gajasya, etc. That's why I have seen. Now in here on this slide there are some more words in the pullinga. Maybe somebody can read it quickly. Like chashakaha becomes chashakasya. What is chashakaha? Chashakaha means cup. Chashakaha becomes chashakasya. So other words, who want to do this?
Gopalakaha. Can I read more here?
Yeah, please. Shashthi vibhakti.
Yeah. Gopalakasya, sevakaha, sevakasya, adhyapakaha, adhyapakasya, chalakaha, chalakasya, lekakaha, lekakasya, prabandakaha, prabandakasya, nirdeshakaha, nirdeshakasya. The next one also, Mahodaya.
Yeah.
Archakaha, archakasya, vyadaha, is it vyadakasya?
No, vyadhasya.
Vyadasya. Patra vitarakaha, patra vitarakasya, gayakaha, gayakasya, purohitaha, पुरोहितस्य नायकः नायकस्य पाचकः पाचकस्य छात्रः छात्रस्य.
धन्यवादः. उत्तमम्. Any question on this slide? No.
Yes. Quick question about the spelling of Nidesh.
No.
Can you please explain the letters? With the whatever what is on top.
No, Radhika, can be a little louder? I can't hear.
Oh. Yeah, there's something with my audio settings.
Yeah. Now it is better.
Oh, okay. Can you just to break down the letter for Nideshakaha? What's on top of the da? I see the ra, but
This one Nirdeshakaha. But how in the Devanagari, how it is written Nirdeshakaha? Nirdeshakaha. So if we split it down, so Ni is clear, right? Ni is no problem. So the next one is Ra, Nir, and then De, Nirdeshakaha. This is a Vyanjanam or the consonant Ra.
Understood. Now it's clear.
Yeah, so this, if you write it like this also, this is also right. This is also correct. But now, usually when this Ra, the consonant Ra comes before, here like this, Nirda, then usually it is, you will see it like this in writing, in Devanagari. This goes to the top here. So this, what you call the tail or whatever, this on the top. So this has to be read as a Ra before this consonant, following consonant. The Nirdeshakaha.
Yeah, but can you please explain again in which case, for example, Chashakaha goes to Chashakasya? I didn't understand when we need it.
In the sixth case ending, this Chashakasya, for example, sixth case ending is used when something belongs to somebody or something else. Okay? So here in this example, we are taking Balakasya Kandukaha. Right? So the first case ending, so there are three things involved here, remember. One is the base word. Base word is Balaka. Base word is Balaka. Now, every base word will have a table like this of different forms. Every base word means every base noun. We are only talking about the noun here, not the verb. Every noun will have a base word in Sanskrit language, and each base noun will have a table like this, which has like 24 forms. Like if you count, there are 8 lines and 3 columns. So total 8 by 3, 24. There will be 24 forms of each word will be there. The columns are when we should use different these forms. That depends on the role of that noun in a sentence. Now the columns are clear, like columns are just the ekavachana, dvivachana, bahuvachana means when that noun object is singular or one thing, then we use this ekavachana form, one which in the first column. When it is in the dvivachana, when there are 2 objects, we use this form in the second column. When there are more than 2 objects, 3 or more, then we use the word which in the third column. But what about the lines? Which line we have to pick up for use in a sentence? that depends on the role that word follows in a word performs. Word has the role it has in a sentence. For example, if we want to say just the phalam means the fruit is there, fruit exists. In this, the fruit is being used as a subject word in a sentence. Right? Subject means in terms of English grammar. In English grammar, there are subject, object, verb, adjective, etc. Right? So, what is subject doing there? What is the role of subject in an English sentence? Anybody?
I got, thank you.
What is the role of a subject in an English sentence?
It represents someone or something.
Yeah, so when we say a fruit is there, I'll just drop A or B here. So we'll say a fruit exists or fruit is there. Okay. Fruit exists. So here, what is fruit doing here? Fruit, we call it a subject word here as per English grammar. Or let's say
Is it
a
the
boy.
thing we're talking about? Like
Huh?
me?
Boy is talking. So which one is the verb here? Which one is the subject?
Boy is the subject.
Boy is the subject. And then boy is, or let's take another example. Boy reads a book. So here, which is the verb and which are the nouns? Which is the verb here?
Reads.
Reads. Reads is the verb. And and which are the nouns?
Boy is the subject and book is the object.
Yeah, these are the nouns. Both are nouns here. Boy is noun, book is also noun, but they play different roles here, right? Boy is called subject. Okay. Why is it called subject?
He does the action.
Yeah, he does the action. So action means verb. Action is represented by verb here. So the action which is represented by verb is done by the word which is in what we call subject in English. So boy is the subject here who is doing the action, and book is we call the object, right? So why do we call object here? Because the action is being performed on that object. Right? So these are the different roles played by nouns in a sentence around a verb, mostly around a verb. So because when we say boy reads a book in library, okay? So here also in library is a noun. But what is the role of this library noun here, this word here? We are adding in here, indicating that the action is happening in that place, okay? Represented by this word. Okay? I don't know what is it called, whether there is a like subject object in English, but what it represents is the action is happening in that place. Okay? So that is why we are using in library. So boy is a subject. It plays a certain role in this sentence, and similarly book plays a certain role in this sentence. Library plays a role in this sentence. So here library plays the role of having or hosting that action at its place. Okay?
The location.
Location, right? So now, so similarly, the different nouns in a sentence plays different roles. So this table here, depending on the role, we have to pick one of these lines. Okay? Like we had a boy there, which is playing the role of subject. Book there, which was playing the role of object. location, which was library, which was playing the role of location, where the action is being performed. So depending on that role, we have to pick one of the forms here, one of the lines here. In English, what happens? In English, what happens? To indicate the role, we are adding, mostly we add some kind of prefix or preposition, like in or on. Boy reads a book, sitting on the table, sitting on the chair, something like that. So we add some prepositions. But in Sanskrit, what happens is there are no prepositions. We don't add prepositions, but the word itself has a different form like this. What you call declension. These are called inflected forms. Inflection. So inflection means the word itself changes the form. Where in English it doesn't change the word itself doesn't change the form, but some preposition is added there, like in, on, off, like that. But here we have the word itself changing the form by adding something after the word here. But that becomes the part of that word and it becomes one word here. Like for example, all these are one words, like phalam, phalena, phalaya. These are one words. These are not two words. Whereas in English, we'll have to use a preposition and then it becomes in library, on chair, so on, in, off, somebody. So off, these are prepositions we're adding. From, like we have shown here, like from, for, food. These are prepositions. But in Sanskritam, what happens is we just use one single word to represent the same roles played by this word in a sentence. Okay, so for example, in case of what we are seeing now, phalasya or shashthi bhakti, what role it is following? So when we say fruit is there, so the base word is fruit or phala. Base word is phala. The base word itself, every noun has a base word in Sanskritam, and the base word itself cannot be used in a sentence. A base word is just a raw word. It doesn't have any form like this. If you want to use it in a sentence with a certain role, it has to come from one of these lines. Just a base word cannot be used. So when we want to say fruit is there or fruit exists, then we pick up the first line, prathama, what we call prathama, or the first case ending, or the first line here. We pick up that line because it is playing the role of subject. If a noun is playing the role of a subject, we pick up the first line, one of the forms in the first line. So it would be one of the 3 columns of the first row here. The column depends on which column you have to pick, depends on the number, whether that object is 1 or singular or 2, means dual, vivachanam, or more than 2, bahuvachanam. So if you are saying fruit exists, then there is only one fruit. So we go with the first column, and because it is a subject, we pick up the first row here. So we pick up this form, which is phalam. Phalam asti, exists is asti. So we just say asti, phalam asti. Similarly, if it is a boy exists, boy is there. So boy, for the boy we have the base word as balaka. Balaka is the base word. So balaka is a base word, and balaka follows its own table. So every noun has its own table. Like balaka follows a table which is similar to Rama, because both the base words are similar. So if you see the balaka word here, right, balaka word, then balaka word is similar to this Rama. Why is it similar? Because both are having the same gender, same lingam. Rama lingam is same, balaka lingam is also pullingam. And both are ending in a sound. The base word is ending in a sound, Rama base word, and similarly balaka base word is also ending in a sound. So both of them follow the similar pattern of these 24 forms. So if you look at the table for Rama, we can make out what are the forms of balaka also, these 24 forms. So Rama, with going with Rama, we have the table here. So when we say balaka exists, so it is a subject. Balaka is a subject there, boy. So which row we have to pick? For subject, we have to pick the first row. And which column we have to pick? Because there is only one boy you are talking about, we pick the first column. So then we use this kind of form for balaka also. So Rama is becoming, base word Rama is becoming Rama. We are adding a visarga for Rama. So that makes it a first row singular representing the role of subject in a sentence. So if we say Rama asti, that means Rama exists. But we want to say balaka, boy exists. So to this base word, just like we are adding a visarga to Rama base word, we also add a visarga to balaka to make it a subject. So it becomes balakaha. Balakaha asti, means boy exists. Okay. So far is it clear? Any doubt? Any question on this?
No,
Until
it is clear.
Okay. Now,
I just have a question. The earlier English sentence what you gave, the boy reads a book in the library. So the boy is the subject, which is the Prathama vibhakti.
yes.
The book is the object, which is the third one on the line, right?
Yes. Ditiya.
Dvitiya. So when you say Dvitiya, then can we use this box, which is like Pullingam, or for Pustakam we need to go to the other?
Yeah. Pustaka we need to go, because Pustaka is an Napunsakalinga word. So we need to go to the other table, list like a phalam.
And I choose the Dvitiya for the Pustakam.
Correct, yes.
That's for the Dvitiya.
Huh? Ditiya, second case.
Dvitiya. Okay.
Yeah. Because it is an object.
Which is the same, which is Pustakam itself.
Yeah, Pustakam. Like phalam, we choose Pustakam.
And in the library, which is the Granthalaya, I'm not sure which gender is this.
Granthalaya is like a Vidyalaya, Devalaya, Pullingam.
Pulling. So which will be the last row, right?
Correct. Yeah. But we should go with, we should look at the, because it is Pullinga, we should look at the Pullinga table. Which is similar to that Napunsakalinga table, except these first three. But but here, because you are taking of Granthalaya in Saptami, because you see here in is given here, in, on, at, in Rama, or in Granthalaya, in library. So we want to say we choose the seventh one, seventh and singular. It becomes Granthalaye. Yes.
So if you
Correct.
don't mind, can you just give the exact translation of just that one line?
Boy reads, that one?
Yes. Boy reads a book in the library.
Yeah, boy reads book in the library. So what will be the form of boy? Which line we are going to pick? We are going to pick this one, right? For balaka, and for pustaka, which you want to pick? Pustaka, we want to pick the Ditiya. Where was it? And Napunsakalingam. So this one, right? The Pustakam, we are going to pick this one. And for Granthalaya, which we want to say in Granthalaya, so we want to pick this one, Granthalaya. So what will be the three lines now? Sorry, 3 words now. Balakaha, Balakaha, Pustakam, or let's say Pustakam, also one word, right? Pustakam. Then Granthalaye, Granthalaye. These 3 words are there with us now, nouns.
Yes.
Balakaha, Pustakam, Granthalaye. Now we want to add the reads, verb. So if we are not yet started with the verb, but the verb here is Pathati. Means reads, Pathati. Like Asti means just exists. Pathati means reads. So this becomes the sentence here. Balakaha Pustakam Granthalaye Pathati. Or you can put the Granthalaye in between if you want, but it is the same thing. You can put these nouns, you can shuffle them anywhere, because they already have this, they are already inflected. They already have the roles built into them, right? into one single word. So we can just move them around. It doesn't matter. Like Balak Granthalaye, you can put it first. Granthalaye Balakaha Pustakam Pathati. Means in the library, boy Pustaka reads. Generally in Sanskritam, the order of the nouns or the words in a sentence goes like first subject, then object, then at the end there will be verb. Generally it goes like this. But if we just shuffle them, then it is not incorrect, it is correct. But for easier understanding, the order goes like this: subject Balakaha, object Pustakam, Balakaha Pustakam, then the last is the verb Pathati. And this Granthalaye, it depends, you can put it here in between. Balakaha Granthalaye, between the subject and object. Balakaha Granthalaye Pustakam Pathati. Or you can put it in the beginning also. Granthalaye Balakaha Pustakam Pathati. Anywhere. Balakaha Pustakam Granthalaye Pathati. Or you can put it at the end. Balakaha Pustakam Pathati Granthalaye. It doesn't matter. That depends on how you want to say.
Dhanyawad.
Dhanyawad. So now generally you got the idea. I think now it's simple, right? What line you have to pick up depending on the role. Now this is all we are doing in this course. Basically we are going to look at some words in different roles, which means using different declensions here, different case endings. Now we are currently studying the shashthi vibhakti. We have already seen the prathama vibhakti, or the first case ending words. Like all the words we have studied so far, they were already in the prathama vibhakti, right? First case ending, like Parvataha Asti, Balakaha Asti, whatever, Kanduka Asti, Petika Asti, Nadi Asti, all of them, Lata Asti, all Srilinga, Pullinga, whatever we have studied, Apunsakalinga, all of them were already in the first case ending, Prathama. Then, and there were many of them we have studied in the Ekavachanam, singular, and some we have studied in the Bahuvachanam also, right? Like Graham, Grahani, etc. Bahuvachanam, this one. If there are two, then you have to use the Dvivachanam, which if you want to use, you can use. But right now, in this first phase of study, we will not be looking at the Dvivachanam right now. Then the shashthi vibhakti.
Can I ask a quick question about the pratana? Ekavachanam. Do we start with pratana ekavachanam because that's the I guess why don't we just start with the root words? Why do we start with that declination?
Prathama?
Is it
Start with the root word means I'm not clear of the question.
The root, right? Or
Rama is the root word.
I cannot hear Bhagini's question, Mahodaya.
Yeah, I will repeat. I'm trying to understand the question. So she is asking, why don't we start with the root word? Root word here is Rama. For this table, root word is the Rama. Radhika, what is the question? Why don't we start with the root word? Means where do we want to start? What is that? Where do you want to start with the root word?
Yeah, I guess, so there's no case where you use the root word alone, right? It's always going to have...
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
The question was, why don't we use the root word, or why don't we start our study or something with the root word? But the thing is, root word is the root word like Rama here example, and for Balakaha it was Balaka was the root word, and Phala was the root word. The root words are the raw words. Any noun must have one of these 24 forms. The root word alone cannot be used in a sentence, any sentence.
In the
Or
Sambodhana, I see the root word.
yeah, it looks like a root word because root word and the Sambodhanam have a similar form here, but it is not actually root word as per the grammar. Now, and Sambodhanam, this word always may not be same as the root word. So here in this case it is same. In this like a Rama, Balaka, etc. it follows the same format. But in many cases it may be different. Sambodhana form may be different than the root word. Here it looks same. But technically this is not the root word, though it looks same. For example, if you take, okay, this is clear, this one. And one thing is that Rama or Balaka, which are the root words here, or the base words, they can never be used in language. Language means in practice or in any sentence in a language. They cannot be. It must have one of these 24 forms. But why is the root word important? Because if you know the root word, we know which table to follow for the role. Now, and the root word also has the lingam. The lingam is applicable to the root word, and the how, in what sound it ends. Like Rama, root word is ending in a, and Phala, root word is also ending in a, and it is what lingam we have to know, and depending on that, this table, what kind of table it follows is decided. Mostly. Now, yeah, as you see here, this root word and the Sambodhanam, they look similar and they are same actually, but they are not. This is not the root word. It has a it is actually has a declension, but it is hidden here. It is hidden. Hidden means it is not pronounced. Now another example, if you see the Strilinga words. Strilinga words, what happens? Which Strilinga word do you know?
Nadi.
Nadi. And others? Any other?
Balika.
Balika. Okay. So these two types of words ending Strilinga words we have studied. One which is A, like Balika, ending in A, and which one is Nadi. And if we look at the table of Nadi and Balika, what we see is we have already used these words in the sentence. Balika, Asti, Nadi, Asti. These all we have used. That means they are already in the Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam. They already have the first case, the first line, Nadi, Balika. But the root words or the base words for these also are the same. The base word for Nadi is Nadi only. Then Balika is Balika only. There is no change in the form. The base also is Nadi, and here the balika for the base is balika only. And the prathama, the first row, and that singular also is the same. But it is not the same, it is not actually technically the root word. Root word remains the root word and takes those 24 forms. And some of those 24 forms might look similar or same as the root word. Okay? Keep that in mind. Okay.
One example of a word where the root word and the other word is different for Strilinga. Mahodaya?
Yeah.
One example. Now, Nadi and Balika did not change. Root and both were same.
Right.
Can you please give an example of a Strilinga word where the root word changes?
Yes. So this Nadi and Balika, these are two types of words. Like the types Strilinga words, base words ending in A, like Balika, they are all same. Like if you take Sharkara, Petika, Lata, Uma, and all these words, there is no change in the Prathama Vibhakti and the base word. So like Balika, right? Similarly, Nadi, and then what? Nartaki, what other E we have studied? Any other Dirgha E?
Mati.
Not Mati. So other Dirgha, anyway, so the thing is that all those ones like Nadi, Nartaki, they follow the same pattern. So the base word Nartaki, base word Nadi, they do not change in their form in the Prathama Ekavachana. But the other types of words, for example, you said Mati. Mati. Mati is a Strilinga word, and it is a short E. It is not a long E. It is a Rasva Ikara, not Dirgha Ikara like Nadi. So base word Nadi remains Nadi in the Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam, first row, first column. Whereas Mati is the base word, its first row, first column becomes Matihi with the Visarga. This is a Strilinga word. Similarly, we have a Dhenu. Dhenu means cow. So here the base word is ending in U, and the first column, first row, Prathama Ekavachanam, is Dhenu. Comes a Visarga, like we are adding for Balaka, Rama, etc. Here also Visarga is added for Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam, but these are all Strilinga words. Is that good enough?
Yes.
Okay. So if you are interested, I mean, we are going to go through these the lessons, but if anyone is interested to look at different tables of these other different words also, because in the book right now, in this book there are other words also like Matihi, Dhenu also are there, I think, but mainly we are going to focus on only certain forms, just to become familiar with the sentences first and the roles of different word forms. Also, we are going to focus on the base words like Rama, the Akaranta Pullinga. Rama is called Akaranta Pullinga because Rama, the base word is ending in A sound. It is Akaranta, ending in A sound, and Pullinga. So we are going to focus on that, the forms of these kind of words. And then the Strilinga, we are going to focus on those two types, like balika ending in a, akaranta strilinga, and nadi dirgha ikaranta strilinga. Those two types we are going to focus on, and napumsakalinga we are going to focus on again similar like phala, akaranta napumsakalinga forms, word like phala, griha, etc. So that if anybody is interested, they are welcome. There are a lot of resources available, tables are available. One of them is I also collected them. You can go to this website and go to grammar tab. Did I show this before? Yeah. If you go to grammar tab, so here you see this in the nama rupani noun forms. So all these are listed here, like Rama table is listed, and there is pullinga ending in E, that is also listed, pullinga ending in U, etc. are listed here, like strilinga ending in A, strilinga ending in E, short E, long E, they are all listed here. The napumsakalinga, phala, napumsakalinga ending in E, E, U, Ru, they are all listed here. And obviously there are other words also, other nouns whose base words end in consonants. So those are also listed here. Halanta means ending in consonants, masculine, feminine, and neuter. So all are listed. If anybody want to study, you can always go to, like if you click here, it will open that page showing Strilinga Mati Shabda, that table, and Nadi table, etc. And some of you might have the question which has been asked before to me, so I'll just clarify that. For example, here if you see Hari and Pati, both these are the base words, right? These are the root words, base words, ending in E. Both are ending in short E. So why are there two separately listed here? Why can't this Pati table same as Hari? It is not. There are, though it is ending in short E, both, there are some slight differences in that. So how do we know that? That is by usage and practice only. So why they are different? That's how the language is. Like similarly, Sakhi. Sakhi also means a male friend. Sakhi is a male friend, which is ending in the short E. It also has a slightly different forms. Sakhi is a special word. So like this, for example, Nadi, Dirgha, and Lakshmi, this also Dirgha. Why are they different? Because they have slightly different forms. They are given different. Their tables are given separately here. But most of the Strilinga words ending in long E, Dirgha E, they follow this Nadi. Most of them. Some of them they go like Lakshmi or Sri or even Stri. They are slightly different. But most of them we can assume that they are like Nadi. Okay, any question? If anybody is interested to download like a PDF book of these forms, you can go to this resources tab on the top, the same website, and the very first one is a Shabda Manjari book. It's a PDF. You can download it. You can find all these forms. Actually, all these forms I showed on the website. So I have taken up in that order from this book only, Shabda Manjari. If anybody is, whichever form you want to use. Okay, so coming to Shashthi Bhakti. So what is the role played by this kind of form of this row, this line? It means of Rama. Your Ramasya means of Rama. Something belongs to Rama. So we use this kind of, this declension, Ramasya. shashthi or the sixth case ending. If it is a ekavachanam, singular. If it is dvivachanam, we use this form. If it is bahuvachanam, we use this form. Okay. Now you see here, some of the forms are same here. Like, for example, Ramayoho is same. These are same. These are same. So how do we make out when we use it in a sentence? Right? Isn't it confusing? Like when we want to say Ramayoho, if you take here, both are in the dvivachanam, dual. There are two objects. Shashthi, which means of Rama, and Saptami means in Rama. In means this is in. Saptami in. They are same in the dvivachanam, dual. So if you say balakaha, so when we say balakayoho, that means of two boys. Because the dvivachanam, there are two boys. When you say balakayoho, of two boys, and it also might mean in two boys. Balakayoho. And it also means of two boys. How do we know which one is correct in a sentence? It depends on the context. We'll have to look at the context, in what context the sentence is being spoken. So depending on that, we'll have to understand its meaning, whether it is in the shashthi or the sixth case ending or the saptami, whether it means of or whether it means in. So if you say balakayoho graham asti, when you say graham means home, balakayoho graham asti, what it means? The graham asti we know already the sentence. The home, house exists, house is there. Graham asti. Now balakayoho graham asti, whether it is of those two boys or in those two boys, we'll have to think. So, mostly it is not in those two boys, right? In those two boys. The house cannot be in the boys. So it should be belonging to the boys. So then we should understand that it is a shashthi vibhakti or the sixth case ending. Balakayoho graham asti means the graham belongs to two boys. Now if you say balakayoho let's say pustakam, that also sixth case ending. It belongs to pustakam, belongs to two boys. So if you want to say balakayoho gunaha means good character, let's say good character. Balakayoho gunaha asti, gunaha means a good character. So that means mostly we are using the saptami there, means in. Good character is in the two boys. It can also be shashthi, the good character is of the two boys, but mostly the guna, like that in Sanskrit is guna is used, gunaha means good character is used in the seventh case ending, like in. So though the forms look same, balakayoho, ramayoho, like this, balakayoho, balak, shashthi and saptami, depending on the context of the sentence, we'll have to understand whether it is shashthi or saptami. Question? No. Now, again coming back to shashthi, what is the role of this chashakasya? That's where the question started, the discussion started. So what does this mean? Chashakasya. Here we are Ramasya means something belongs to Rama. So chashakasya means what?
The tumblers or cups or apostrophe is.
Sorry, where is the? Here. Chashakasya. First of all, chashakasya means something belongs to this cup. Then we are going to use this chashakasya form in this role it is playing. What is the role it is playing in a sentence? It is playing the role of that belonging to something. Something belongs to something. For example, when we say phalam asti, phalam asti, or graham asti. Let's say graham asti. Graham asti. In this graham is what vibhakti? Asti is the verb here. Asti is the kriya padam. Verb is called kriya padam. Then graham asti. Graham is the home here. So what declension is? What line it is from the table? First line, second line, fourth line, sixth line. Which line?
Prathama first.
Prathama. It is a subject. The subject. It's a prathama vibhakti. Graham asti. Now we can ask the question: whose graham? Whose home it is? Graham. Kasya graham. So we are asking the question. Kasya graham asti. Asking the question. Now for that we can bring one of these words to say that this graham belongs to somebody. So to play that role of the relationship, something belongs to somebody or something else, we use this form, sixth row in the table. So here we can say balakasya graham asti, right? Balakasya means the graham, the home belongs to balaka. So use balakasya, not balakah graham asti.
So we can say balakayoho graham asti also.
Sorry, say that again.
For the bahu dvivachanam, we can say balakayoho graham asti.
Yes, dvivachanam is balakayoho. Yes, if there are two boys and graham belongs to two boys, balakayoho. If there are more than two, then you use that bahuvachana form. Right? What is the bahuvachana form here?
Balakanam graham asti.
So here it is balakanam. 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 Sometimes the na changes to na. That rule, we saw that, I think. So here it doesn't change to na, because in the Rama case changes to na. Here it is just remains balakanam. Balakanam graham asti, if there are more than two. Okay. So chashakaha changing to chashakasya. Why it is changing? The relevance. So somebody asked, I forgot to ask the question. Is that clear?
Mahodaya, can we say chashakasya varnam neelam or shvetam or whatever it is? So the chashakasya varnam neelam. So is that sentence correct? Does it bring out the meaning of chashakasya there?
Yes, yes. Chashakasya, actually varna is a pullinga word, so use varnaha. Chashakasya varnaha neelaha.
Neelaha. Okay, okay. Thanks.
Okay, so same thing like Gopalaka is there. Let's say Gopalaka. Gopalaka is a cowherd. So if shashthi, sixth ascending becomes Gopalakasya. So Gopalakasya, what belongs to Gopalaka, cowherd?
Dhenu.
Dhenuhu. Gopalakasya dhenuhu. Good. Dhenuhu. We can use it here. Then, or it could be like Gopalakasya. If you want to say milk. What are the words for milk? There are a couple of words which are common. We should know. One is dugdham.
Dugdham.
Kshiram.
Dugdham is one word. Another is kshiram. So we can use milk. Milk for dugdham, napunsakalinga word. Dugdham, kshiram. Gopalakasya dugdham, Gopalakasya kshiram. Or you can also say Gopalakasya ghataha. Something you can pair it with something. Pot. Sometimes they carry the pots. Not nowadays, in at least long back. Gopalakasya ghataha. Similarly, sevakah, sevakasya, kim bhavati sevakasya? Some sevak is a servant. Some other word you can add, just for the practice. Sevakasya, something belonging to servant. Sevakasya, kim bhavati? Sevakasya?
Vastram.
Vastram. Vastram. Sevakasya. Padatranam. Shoes. Sevakasya. Shirastram. Hat. Shirastram, we have already seen that sentence, word. Sevakasya. Hat.
Karyam, work, is it correct?
Work. Sevakasya karyam. Or there is also a word you can say seva. Seva is a service. Sevakasya seva. So all these words you can use. I'll leave it to you. There are two slides here actually. One is this Ramaha becomes Ramasya. There are a lot of words here. All in Akaranta Pullinga words. Right? They are all here. You can try at home using them in sentences with another pairing word. Something belongs to somebody. Like Sahodaraha. Something belongs to Sahodara. It doesn't have to be exactly 100% making sense, but you can try to use like Sahodarasya Gruham, Sahodarasya Pustakam. Something which you already know the word, you can use. Now, same thing with the Napunsakalinga, we already know, right? We saw the table. If it is a Napunsakalinga base word ending in like Phala, Pushpa, Parana, that also has a shashthi vibhakti form, same as Rama or Balaka, Pullinga, like Pullinga, Akaranta Pullinga, base words like Rama, Balaka, etc. Pushpasya, Paranasya, Patrasya, Jalasya, Gruhasya, etc.
Excuse me, but where is this tables in the book? Like, or it is only on site these tables like separately, not in the book, but we have to find in the site where you showed, right? To learn these forms of the words.
Yeah, the book doesn't have the tables. The book has just the forms here for as per the lessons. Like here we are the Prathama Vibhakti, right? Sorry, these are the Pullinga words, and then next is like here we have Strilinga words. Strilinga, for example, Balika becomes Balikayaha. Yeah. In the shashthi or the sixth case ending becomes Balikayaha. So, and here it is Mahilayaha, Latayaha. So any Strilinga words whose base is ending in like Balika, Prathama Vibhakti word is like Balika. So that in the shashthi sixth case ending Ekavachanam becomes like this, Balikayaha or Mahilayaha, Latayaha. So if it is a Petika, what will be the sixth case ending of that? Shashthi Vibhakti for Petika.
Petikayaha.
Petikayaha. Petika means box. So Petikayaha.
So how about Nadi?
Nadi is given here on the top here, in the next here. So like Malati. So this example is given here. This is ending in E. So it becomes Malatyaha. So if it is Nadi, it becomes Nadyaha. Nadyaha. It is also written like Nadyaha. Either like this or like this. Nadyaha. So, and similarly, you have seen that Bhavati, right? Bhavatyaha. The base word there is Bhavati. For Bhavatyaha, base word is Bhavati, like Nadi. ending in dirghai. So this becomes bhavatyaha, like nadyaha or malatyaha. The same thing we have here, nalini, we have nalinyaha. So malatyaha chatram is the example here, and nalinyaha dichakrika, she has a bicycle. So we have nalinyaha dichakrika. One more example is given here for shashthi for dirghai, that is vishalakshi. So like nadi only, it is vishalakshaha. So what are we doing here for shashthi vibhakti? It is simple. So what are we doing here? So the base word is nadi. So in case of akaranta strili a, ending like we had that lata. Lata means a creeper or a name. Lata, to change it to shashthi form, we are just ekavachana. We are just adding yaha to it, to the base word. There is no change. I mean, there is no special anything we have to do. Just adding the yaha to the base word lata. And for at nadi, what we are doing nadyaha. What we are doing here from the nadi has this like nad plus e. This nadi is nothing but nad plus e. So this in the base word we are removing that last e, long e, and then adding yaha to it. So it becomes nadyaha. So similarly, if it is nalini, so nalini, what is nalini is a name. So nalini is a what is actually nalini? Nalin plus e, dirghai. So we are removing this dirghai, and in that place we are bringing this yaha. So that becomes nalinyaha. So this is how you can understand. But then the other one, last one was there, vishalakshi. So vishalakshi, again same. What are you doing there? Vishalaksha, and then there is a e. So we are removing this e and adding yaha. So it becomes vishalakshaha. Right here. Vishalakshaha mukham. Okay. And similarly here Napunsakalingam, examples tat graham grahasya vatayanam. So here the Napunsakalinga shashthi forms, shashthi vibhakti forms, and the Pullinga shashthi vibhakti forms, they are same. Like Ramasya balakasya, here also grahasya vahanasya. So it is easy to remember. So note that mitram here means friend, and it is an Napunsakalinga word. Base word is mitra, like phala or graha. Base word is mitra and is akaranta Napunsakalinga shabda, meaning friend. So whether it is a boyfriend or a girlfriend, for both we can use mitram. It is a Napunsakalinga word. It's a Napunsakam, so it has the neuter gender. So in either case we can use mitram. So in this example we are using a shashthi vibhakti of mitram. So tat mitram, because mitram is a neuter word. So this tat also, to indicate that we should not use a strilinga form or a pullinga form like saha mitram or sa mitram, not like that, because mitram is a Napunsakalinga word. So the tat coming as an adjective to it, so that is also used in the same lingam, tat mitram. So saha kandukaha, kanduka is a pullinga word, so we use saha for kandukaha, and shashthi vibhakti remains mitrasya kandukaha, friend's ball. Tat pushpam saha varnaha pushpasya varnaha. Okay, so those are the focus words like akaranta pullinga, akaranta napumsakalinga word, and then akaranta strilinga word, like we saw before, and then dirgha ikaranta strilinga words. Those are the forms we saw. But this book has the some other forms also here, like kavihi. This is ikaranta pullinga word, kavihi. Ukaranta pullinga word. And this yuvatihi ikaranta strilinga word, like matihi, we saw that, matihi. Like dhenu is also ukaranta strilinga word. So there are some examples given here in the shashthi, 6th case ending forms here. And these words, the base words are different. So the base words for pita is pitru, is ending in ru, ending in ru vowel. So this becomes pituhu in the shashthi bhakti, and matru, the base word is again ru. Matru ending in the same ru vowel, swara, and then it becomes matuhu. And aham has a different base word. So to keep this book simple, it is not given here. So aham has a word, base word called asmad, but it changes to aham in the prathama vibhakti. These are all the prathama vibhakti forms, and these are the shashthi vibhakti forms of the same. Mama graham, my house, and bhavan, here the base word is bhavat, in the ending in ta, and it becomes bhavataha. We already know bhavan, I guess, right? Bhavan means you in the pullingam, and bhavataha, your vahanam, or bhavataha nama, bhavataha, anything you can use. So these additional words are given here for reference. If you are interested, you can practice these also. Okay. So after that, the next lesson starts with tasya etasya tasyaha etasyaha. Like we have saha. Like let's go back to the here. Like the question words now. For the question words also, we need the 6th case ending form. Like only kaha is the prathama vibhakti. Kaha means who in the pullingam. Its shashti vibhakti becomes kasya, whose. Like if you want to ask the question whose gruham it is, like we use kasya gruham. So we are referring to the if it is balakasya gruham, we know that balaka is a pullinga word. So then we can use kasya gruham, whose house it is. But if it is ka, strilinga word ka, meaning who only in strilingam, what is the shashti bhakti form of ka? Shashti bhakti form of ka is here, kasyaha, like nadyaha. So here we have kasyaha. The pullinga word is kasya in shashti bhakti, and strilinga word is kasyaha. So now you can ask the question, kasyaha gruham. If you know that the home belongs to somebody who is female, no means what? You don't know, that's why you're asking the question. But if you think that the home belongs to somebody who is female, then you can ask the question, kasyaha gruham. Kasyaha patram. Patram means vessel. Kasyaha pushpam, flower. Whose flower it is. Like that you can ask the question word also, you can put in the strilinga. If you think that that person to whom that object belongs is a female, or that word is a female. So balakasya, kasya gruham, balakasya gruham, kasyaha netram, balikayaha netram. Then what about napumsakalinga? Napumsakalinga, prathama vibhakti, question word is kim, right? Kim, we know that question word, what, in napumsakalingam. And its shashti vibhakti form is also kasya. like kasya is also shashthi vibhakti form of kaha. Kaha is a prathama vibhakti, kim is prathama vibhakti. This also becomes kasya in pullingam. In napunsakalinga also it remains kasya, but only in the strilingam, if it is ka in the prathama vibhakti, its shashti vibhakti becomes kasya. No, kasyaha. Right. So using these question words, we can ask different questions depending on what we think the answer, the lingam of answer word would be. Like, kasya devalaya or kasyaha devalaya. Suppose a devalaya, temple, belongs to a goddess. So you don't know which goddess is there. So you can ask the question, kasyaha goddess. You know that there is some goddess belong in the temple. So you can ask kasyaha devalaya. Means whose temple it is, and that whose is in the strilinga word, kasyaha. Okay. Any question?
Just asking Kim or 24 times we have to teach it according to the table, Mahodaya.
You broke in the sentence. No, hold on. You broke in the middle. Can you repeat?
Like Kim will change 24 different types according to the table.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God. That we have to by heart.
That we have to remember. How you remember, either by heart or by practice, that is left to individuals. Yeah, there are 24 forms, but as we start using these different sentences, you see that they are not that difficult because they follow a certain pattern. One thing is that, yeah, so they follow a certain pattern, so it is not that difficult. Yeah? So though yes, there are 24 forms are there. So if you go to this same grammar tab, and where do you find this? Do you find it here? Here, yeah. That for the kaha, the 24 forms you see here, the base word is kim. They come under pronouns, sarvanama shabda. The sarvanama shabda, the base word is kim for all the three lingas. Napumsaka, pullinga, strilinga, all the three, the base word is kim only. So if you look at the table here, I click here, you scroll down on this page here. Where is kim? Here. Kaha. You see here? So here the first table is kim in pullinga becomes kaha and all these 24 forms. And kim in strilinga becomes all these 24 forms. And kim in napumsakalinga becomes all these 24 forms. But if you actually see, like say for example, kaha, if you see. So if you know Rama already, isn't it similar? If you say Ramaha, Ramo, Rama, Rama is, this is a little bit different. But you see here, Ramam is second is same. Ramo, Ramena, Ramai, Ramaya. So here it will be different. Ramaya, Ramat, Ramasya. Here it will be different. So, and similarly, if you see the Lata or other Akaranta words, Strilinga words, you see the most of them are similar words. At least here they are all same only. So it is not that difficult to remember the tables of the forms. And once we start using them in the sentence frequently, it will be easy. And also, there is another, if you may be interested, I will send you the link in the email also. There is some time back I had made a video, which is similarities in vibhakti forms. So each one having this 24 forms is like, yeah, you just know, it's overwhelming, it's too much. So, but if you look at the similarities, You can click this and watch the video later. So I tried to show the similarities in those different tables. So once you understand the concept behind that, you see that it is not that difficult. It's easy. Okay, we can stop here today. If you have any questions, you can ask.
धन्यवाद.